listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
Welcome to Movie Talk. I like to live dangerously.
Did you hear this?
Yes.
In the face.
And here are your hosts, Brian Seals, Brett Seals, and Vic Vasquez.
We'll always have Paris. And on that note, welcome to another special edition of Movie Talk.
How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
Pretty good, actually. Pretty good.
There you go. Living life. Can't go wrong.
No, can't go wrong at all.
We finally have no technical difficulties with the microphones.
Knock on wood, somebody.
There's you put
You knocked on a tray, so
that doesn't work.
Knocked on something.
Yeah, it's exciting that we finally have everyone's got their own setup finally, because Brian's mic was having problems for a couple times actually. It worked for a while, and then last week it just
I love how you're giving them
It
the
died.
full story details.
they need to know.
Inquiring minds want to know, man.
They do. They need to know the backstory. I mean, we can't just talk about movie news. We got to give a little.
We can't just pretend like it never happened.
Yeah.
No, that's how
we
I
got to
was
give
pretending
real
that
life
it never
stories,
happened, but
It's exciting. It's exciting. It really is. But it's 11, 12, 13, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
It'll only happen once. That's crazy.
Until next year, then it'll be 12, 13, 14. Oh.
Yeah, that's true. I meant there will only be one 11, 12, 13, but I get where you're going with it.
Yes.
But then after that, after 12, 13,
Then we
14,
won't have that
then we
anymore.
won't have it, yes. But today is November 12th. Let's talk about what happened in other years on this day. Let's go back to 1928. Grace Kelly, who's a pretty well-known actress. She was born on this day in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She only acted for 6 years, believe it or not, but she starred opposite many great actors, including Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, James Stewart, and Cary Grant. And she also starred in 2 Alfred Hitchcock films, and she earned herself an Academy Award for her performance in The Country Girl. She would have been 85 today. But that's crazy. 6 years of acting work, and she got herself some pretty good roles. And she got herself an Academy Award.
That
in
is
just
pretty good.
6 short years, so that's pretty crazy.
Some actors freaking act for their entire life and don't even get that.
Yeah. Like, remember that art director we talked about? He got 16 Academy Award nominations, didn't win once.
Not one.
Poor guy. Also on this day, 1946, Walt Disney's animated feature film Song of the South was released. A blend of live-action animation containing containing racially tinged sequences. The film was re-released by Disney numerous times until in the 1980s the studio pulled the film and has never allowed it to be screened again.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen it before, obviously, but
I've heard of it, but yeah.
I wonder what was so racial about it. I mean, I got some ideas considering the title "Songs of the South," but I want to know exactly what was said.
I kind of pictured a lot of humming and songs.
Yeah, I do too.
I wonder what was so racist about it.
I don't know, especially for it
A
being
Walt Disney film,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was just gonna say. For it being a Disney film.
I actually read that Walt Disney was he frequently said a lot of racial things, which is which is surprising. But I guess that's just the way it was back then. I don't think they looked at it as big of a deal as it is now. But that's 2 weeks in a row that we talked about a Walt Disney feature film. And also on this day, 1999, Kevin Smith film Dogma was released. The film garnered $8.6 million at the domestic box office, placing it third. The film starred Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Alan Rickman, and Chris Rock.
And it's the only movie where you actually see a poop monster.
I've never seen it, but you
see a poop monster.
Mm-hmm. Selma Hayek is there too, by the way.
Yes.
You made it that
Alanis
more
Morissette.
interesting for me.
What, the poop monster didn't get you?
No, that's what made it that more
I
interesting.
bet Selma Hayek did it for you. I was like,
No,
really?
It's Salma Hayek.
It's a poop monster, man.
Salma Hayek is really not that great of an actress, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't really care for her either.
Oh, is that what she does? She's an actress?
I don't know. I kind of noticed that she's dressed the same in Dogma as well as from Dusk Till Dawn. Like, she's almost wearing the exact same stuff.
It doesn't even really matter what she wears.
Nope.
Oh, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying, if you notice, it kind of looks, it's like the same outfit. But also on this day, we have some DVD releases to talk about. We actually have 3. I only have 2 on my list, but you kind of reminded me of one that I didn't know if I was going to actually mention, but I will anyways. The Dexter series is out on DVD.
Well, the final season.
No, it's the final season, but
Well,
if
now,
you don't
yeah.
have any of them, like I don't, you can actually buy the complete series.
Did that actually come out, or is it just the final season that came out? Or
And
the
that-
whole
they
season,
both-
the whole
The
series
whole
came out?
season came out, and the actual last season came out.
Mm.
Yes. Very cool. Also out on DVD, Ryan Reynolds' Turbo is out.
Ryan Reynolds was in Turbo.
Yeah, he was the main character.
He was Turbo, right?
Yeah, he played Turbo, the snail.
Man, I feel bad.
And last but not least, Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
Which is a definite pickup for sure.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a stocking stuffer.
I don't know how. I saw somebody on Instagram. They got that movie like a month ago. I don't know how that's possible.
Well, the only way that's possible is if they worked for like the studio or something. I don't know.
But like a month ago, they got it Blu-ray, everything. I'm like, what? I thought it already came out. So when I saw it, I was like, I thought this came out already, but
Could have been overseas, or were they?
I don't know. I really don't know how they got it. I saw the picture and I was wondering why they even had it. I was very confused. I don't know. I'll have to try and find out how that was even.
Was it
possible.
an actual like copy, or
Yeah.
was it like a burned Blu-ray?
No, it was like a in the package, everything Blu-ray, Man of Steel. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. But those are the DVD releases.
Good stuff.
And now we're down to talk about the box office results. And wrong again.
It's just it's a frequent thing for you, Brian.
It is.
You
It
shouldn't
is.
feel any disappointment anymore.
I really don't, but it's like I always wonder like what movie is that's gonna like mess me up. And this week was Ender's Game that kind of messed me up.
Yeah, I can't even remember exactly my box office prediction.
I think we all agreed with each other.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And no one here can. I know we had obviously we got number 1 right.
We had number 1 right. Like everything was moved down because I think we had Ender's Game at number 2, and then like the rest was just.
I think it was Thor and then Bad Grandpa, and then Ender's Game and then Freebirds. I think that's what it was.
I don't know. I had it on here somewhere.
I had it on my laptop, but I deleted it.
Well,
so I
anyways,
didn't
at number
predictions.
10 we had Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, which made 2.7. At number 9 was About Time, which made 4.7 million. At number 8 was Captain Phillips, which made 5.7. At number 7 was 12 Years a Slave, which made 6.6. At number 6 was Gravity, which made 8.5. At number 5 was Ender's Game, which made 10.2. At number 4 was Las Vegas, which made 11. At number 3 was Freebirds, which made 11.1. At number 2 was Bad Grandpa, which made 11.3. And at number 1 was Marvel's Thor: The Dark World, which made $85.7 million. Which I saw, as well as Vic.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say, that was a damn good movie.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
It was. I mean, for me, anyways, it was probably the best Marvel movie to date. For me, anyways, like I'm saying,
Yeah.
just action, just the writing, everything was just
It was,
perfect.
yeah, it was well put together.
Better than Iron Man?
Yeah.
Pretty
For-
darn, yeah. Pretty
For
darn.
me, anyways.
I mean, I still like the original Iron Man, but like, I mean, we kind of talked about it last week too. Like, will like Thor? Will this movie be just as well done as Iron Man? And yeah, it is.
Well, we threw around some numbers last week, and we were all wrong. So, I got to think that when I was reading before the movie came out that they were projecting like 95 mil, and it made what 85.
Yeah.
So in a way, I mean, 85 mil that's pretty good, but I think in a way they were expecting more. So I don't know if they would consider it a bust for them, numbers wise, but they're expecting to make a lot more money than they did. I mean, those numbers are gonna continue to grow, but opening weekend they were expecting like 95. That's what we kind of guessed too, but I don't know. I mean, it did really well. 85. I mean, it's pretty hard to get into that range unless it's like a comic book movie or anything like that. But
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it.
I haven't
Or
seen,
in your case, you
I
need
haven't
to
seen
watch
any
all
of the
of
Marvel
them.
movies.
You need to watch all of them. They're really good.
Maybe someday.
Loki, I swear, he's a badass.
And yet he's considered a villain, and everybody loves him, which is crazy.
He was good in that movie. I enjoyed. He was really good.
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston. He knows how to play a bad guy. Pretty darn
he
good.
does.
Some of it kind of reminded me of Star Wars too.
In a way, it kind of did.
Like the flying around they were doing and like that spaceship kind of thing, and then when Thor and Natalie Portman's character kind of kiss like on the beach thing, it reminded me of that scene from like episode 2.
I was actually surprised for a Marvel movie. I mean, they're owned by Disney, and there was actually a couple of swear words that were thrown into the movie.
All by Kat Dennings.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Like, Disney, do you realize that?
You know, I think when they purchased Marvel, I think they knew what they were going to get. That they weren't going to get complete, you know, like G-rated movies. They were going to get that occasional swear word in there. So, I mean,
I was a little shocked, but overall, definitely it's a good movie.
I mean, when you look at Thor, do you think of it as a Marvel movie or a Disney movie first?
Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah. And
So, I mean, especially, I mean, there's not, I mean, you don't really need to swear in comic book movies too much, I don't think.
no.
There's
well,
no reason
that's,
to.
Well, that's just it, though. Like, if you watch... Well, you haven't watched them, but if
No.
you did watch all of them...
Gosh.
There's no swear words in any of them. This was like the first one that I think actually had like a couple
like
swear
legit,
words.
like, yeah.
Where I was like, whoa.
There was none in Iron Man. None
No,
of
there
them?
was literally it's no swearing in any of them. This
That's
was like
surprising.
this was the first one. Well, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. swears all the time.
That's exactly why I was like kind of shocked when I like heard. I was like, what?
So it was all Kat Dennings.
Yeah, it was all Kat Dennings.
Was she in the first movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty much everybody from the first movie came back.
well, that's...
It's definitely a movie you want to see because it's a great story.
I could honestly talk about it for the next rest of the show kind of thing. Just
Well,
how great it was.
I could too.
But I don't
but
wanna, like,
don't want
ruin
to,
anything.
and I don't want to ruin any surprises. But definitely, you do need to stay after the movie.
Yeah, all Marvel movies do that.
Some people still don't know that.
I posted that on our
think
Facebook
they
I
would
page.
saw,
know by
I
now.
saw that. That's why I mentioned it because I saw your post that some people still don't have a clue. I mean,
like, how do
me
you not know?
personally, I don't care if it's a Marvel movie or not. Like, I still, just in case.
Well, I have a website for that. I knew a guy that knew a guy that knew a website. So I killed a couple guys, and now it's just kind of my website.
It's your website.
Well, yeah, see, I do have an app on my phone that kind of tells me.
Maybe they did the swear thing. They did it like... It was like a test run to see how it flies with Disney and see
I
if
don't
they'll
know.
do it in
They're-
future movies.
I mean, I will say this: I loved a lot of the humor, like the little corny, like humor that they would throw
The
into
little
it.
back and forth they had, with Thor and Loki, them going kind of back and forth with each other every time they had a chance to.
Yes.
Oh, I don't trust you. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, I don't trust you. Come on.
Not to mention, I kind of liked the little special appearance from the other. That was nice.
That was hilarious, yeah.
I enjoyed
The whole
that scene.
theater was laughing when that
I'm not
happened.
gonna give it away who it is. You're gonna have to go see it, but yeah, definitely worth your money to go see that.
Well, we'll see what it continues to make at the box office because I'm sure it's going to make a whole lot for Marvel. All right, well, you guys want to get into the news now? Or what?
Yes, we got a lot of great news to talk
A lot
about,
of
so we
good
might as well
stuff
just
there.
dive right into it.
And right off the bat, Brian's very thrilled about this first story.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually not even like happy about the first two.
Yeah, I that's why I made it the first two stories.
You just wanted to get my blood boiling.
Yeah, I
beginning
wanted
of the
to
show.
get you going. I wanted
Wanted
to
to
get
get
the
the-
rage.
He wanted to get you pumped for the rest
You
of
don't
the
want to
show.
see me when I'm angry.
Yeah, I'm getting you pumped for the rest of the show. This is setting the tone here. We're talking about The Purge, which did you see that, Vic? The Purge?
I wanted to, but then
No, you don't.
No.
You're glad
But
you
like
didn't.
on paper, it sounded like a great idea.
Yeah.
And then I kept hearing. I think Brian was kind of one of the first people to say
Do you
that it
know
was
I
just
still
terrible.
I'm having arguments with people that I know that's like to this day still love that movie
I'm just saying, like
and,
on,
like-
on paper, it seemed
and
like
hate
an
The Conjuring.
amazing
like,
idea.
Well, yeah. See, that's what I keep telling them too. I'm like, it's a great idea, but the way they did it sucked.
Well, the guy who came up with that great idea, James DiMonaco, he directed it and he wrote the original. He's going to be returning to write and direct this sequel, which Platinum Dunes will also return to produce. The Purge took in $87 million on a $3 million budget, so it brought in about $84 million, so that's pretty good. But yeah, we talked about the way it was done. We did not. I mean, the idea was really cool, but the execution was very poor.
The acting was poor. Yeah, the execution was poor. It's bad enough when you know what's gonna happen before it actually happens.
Yeah, I remember we kept we were just like, oh, this.
Yeah,
is
you and I
happen.
kept like, oh, watch, this is what's gonna happen, and bam.
And it was slated as like it was named as like a horror film.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. Like I keep like again, I keep having arguments with people about this. Like they consider it a horror film, but it's not really a horror film. It's more of like a thriller.
Yeah, if anything, and even then, it wasn't that thrilling.
No, it wasn't. It was like there's only been I think a few movies where I was mad that I wasted my money on it, and that is one of them.
But this will be DiMonaco's first film since the original, which hasn't been too long. It came out in June. There's a couple problems here with this one. He only has 2 months. I don't know if I'm sure he's probably started writing already, but he only has 2 months to finish a shooting script, because there's because they film in California, and there's a California tax credit deadline to shoot in California, and he's got only like 2 months, so he needs to hurry up and get the script ready. So I mean,
so in other words, if they hurry too much, there might be another.
Yeah. But I mean, if the sequel can be executed the way the first film should have been, then I'll be a little more interested. I mean, they need to follow several stories. You can't just follow. I mean, it's the entire country for 24 hours. Is it 24 hours or is it 12
Yeah,
hours? I can't even remember.
I think
the
it's
time,
24 hours.
And just complete chaos. And they follow one story. I mean, don't you want to see other people's purges? Like, don't you want to follow other stories and see, like, maybe have like an intertwined story or something?
After seeing the Purge, I swear to, I literally thought about that one South Park episode where they went to go see the Passion of the Christ, and then afterwards they wanted to get their money back from Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I felt. Like I wanted to get my money back from the director for watching this.
we should try. I'm sure they would be able to pay us too with all the money they made.
I'm definitely not going to see the second one.
It just depends on what the plot is.
I can guarantee it's going to be the exact same type of
If
plot.
it's just, like I said, if it's
gonna
just
be
the same story
plot,
with a different
maybe
family,
with different people.
if that's what it is, then oh my god.
I'm not even going to bother.
Well, then maybe you won't bother with this next story either.
No, I won't.
Because one of the few things that we really hate talking about, well, one of them more recently is The Purge, but the other one is Saw. Saw series. It's coming back, it sounds like. Which really, it also, this one gets my blood boiling a little bit. Because, I mean, we just were sick of Saw after, like, the third one. But, it sounds like there's going to be an 8th installment
Oh, God.
of Saw. There's no apparent rush to get it into production, so that's one good thing, if there's anything good about this news. It's been 3 years, believe it or not, since the last Saw movie. So I mean,
It hasn't been long enough.
at least they've decided to, finally get a little lengthy gap in between Saw movies, because it seemed like year after year they were coming out with Saw movies. So at least they decided to, let's give it a 3-year break and then let's bring it back.
Yeah, and then we'll do it every year.
And you know
Maybe
what?
they went back to like the drawing board or something to, maybe freshen it up a little bit. Hopefully.
I doubt it.
Maybe.
Like, honestly, I almost just want to, like, make a rip-off version of, like, their film. Instead of calling it Saw, call it Hammer.
I wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, I've only seen the first one. I mean, has anybody here actually seen all 7 Saw?
No, I haven't seen all 7. I stopped after the 3rd.
They all kind of run together, so.
Well, yeah,
I
know,
I don't know
like,
if I've seen all of them, but I've seen a good amount.
majority.
Yeah.
I've seen, yeah, I think I saw parts of, like, the 4th one, but they just get, stupid.
The first one was the
The
best.
first, yeah, that's the one where I
James
was like,
Wan.
yeah, that one I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember when I first saw that and then watched the ending, and I was like, it took me off, like, caught me by surprise. I was like, whoa.
And what I was sad is I could see The Purge turning into the new Saw. I mean, Paranormal Activity is kind of already turning into the new Saw. But I could see The Purge, depending on how the second one does, I could see that. I could see, like, Purge 3, Purge 4. I could see it happening. But, I mean, if you're a fan of Saw, then this should be right up your alley. Because it's coming back, it sounds like, so.
Don't like it. Well, we're going to talk about Entourage, because the movie's now going to happen. And they actually got another cast member this past week, and it's Kate Upton.
Is it for sure?
She's actually still in negotiations for the female lead of a love interest for Vincent Chase. So, I mean, it sounds like she's not officially signed yet, but it sounds like it will be official soon. So,
Yeah, see, and I talked to you about this off air, and if it's not really a spoiler alert, so Vic, who has not seen the show, but at the end there, in was it season 8, Vince gets engaged. He's gonna get married to Alice Eve, who's been in Star Trek. She's out of my league, and now Kate Upton's, supposed to be this love interest. What happened to Alice Eve? I mean, how's that
sure
playing into the story?
Out, because I mean, it does pick up 6 months after the end of the series, so obviously, a lot has happened, and it's kind of like I said off air too. I mean, you see how many different celebrities like hook up with one another and then like break up. It's like it happens.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes the way the series ended a little less satisfying, knowing that you weren't going to see that character again. So, I mean, it kind of ruined the series arc of Vince a little bit. Because, he finally settled down, but now it's not. So, it's back to the way it was.
That's show business for you.
But, I mean, Kate Upton's hot, so, I mean,
she is hot. It's not like, it's not a for sure thing that she's official, but she's on the top of the list of people that they're eyeing. And on a side note, too, I don't have this on here. I just read about it earlier today. Mark Wahlberg's actually going to be in a reality show.
What? What reality show?
The Wahlbergs. Him and his brother Donnie.
Really?
Yes. And we're I was kind of reading the whole article, kind of just skimming through it, but kind of was talking about going back to his hometown because I guess he's got more brothers than just Donnie. And it was kind of just like giving a little plot of it, but then it kind of mentioned like we'll actually get to see the real Johnny drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I you know how I feel about reality shows, and I'm sure everyone here aren't very big fans of reality shows. But I mean, if you have a good topic for a reality show, then I guess it's okay. But I mean, like the Kardashians, like that's.
Let's not even mention that on our show ever again.
Well, I just mentioned it.
Well, I'm saying after this point. Never.
I'm sure that at some point we will mention it. I don't know. That could be interesting. The Wahlbergs. I mean, it sounds amusing already. But, yeah. I don't know. I feel like TV reality just needs to be out. Like,
it does.
Outlawed.
I mean, there's certain ones that do kind of catch your eye. Like, I kind
Duck
of...
Dynasty.
Well, no,
I actually love Duck Dynasty.
Everyone loves Duck Dynasty. I've never actually watched it. No, I'm talking about stuff like Undercover Boss. Like, that stuff is kind of interesting.
I don't know. Just the whole idea of reality TV is just...
Like,
it's Here Comes
Honey.
That's a soap opera.
I do watch, like, MasterChef and, like...
Honey Boo Boo.
Kitchen Nightmares. Yeah, don't even get me started on Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, but kitchen... That sort of thing isn't... I mean, that's not really reality TV.
Well, they still consider it, but... No, I actually watched an episode of Undercover Boss, and like, I want to say the restaurant was called like Twin Peaks, and it's like another version of Hooters, which I never heard of. But like after seeing like the episode, I want to find one of these and actually like go because oh my god,
it's called Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks,
and it's like Hooters.
It's like Hooters except for like the way they dress.
Very aptly named, Twin Peaks.
Yeah, the way they're like dressed better than Hooters.
What are they dressed in?
How can you what?
Well, they're dressed like in like a plaid shirt where it's like very revealing, and skimpy shorts.
Didn't
that sounds like Daisy Duke?
Yeah, it pretty much is like Daisy Duke.
Is that what they're wearing?
Kinda.
Didn't Mikey tell us about? Didn't he say he went to a place? I think it was called Twin Peaks.
I don't remember.
The way you're describing it sounds exactly the way he described it.
I'm sure if you like went on because I saw it on Comcast on demand.
Well, the Wahlbergs.
Yes.
When's that coming out?
I don't know actually.
I wonder what channel.
I can't remember. I think it was like A&E or something like that.
Well, let's get back into the news here. We got a little sidetracked there talking about the Wahlbergs.
We did.
Brian called this one because I remember we talked about the new Avatar Land.
See, I always call it and then it happens.
That happens a lot with a lot of the. I've noticed like.
Well, I remember even before we like did the podcast, like when we were still into the whole wrestling thing, I would call things and it would happen.
That happens with everybody in our family.
You should call us getting picked up by Disney or something.
Yeah, make that
just like or something.
Do something better. Call something that's going to benefit us.
Yes.
Please. Yeah, like us getting picked up by Disney. That'd be wonderful. No, but that seems to happen with everybody in our family. We always call things. But thing I'm talking about. Like I said, when we were talking about Avatar Land, which is coming to Walt Disney World in Florida, we talked about other potential films because Avatar is not a Disney film, and I talked about what other potential films could be turned into theme parks, and Brian said The Hunger Games, which I thought, at the time I had nothing. I was like, I don't know what could be turned into a theme park, but then you said Hunger Games. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect, and it sounds like it's actually going to happen now.
So obviously, someone's listening to our show and got that idea.
Lionsgate, who produces the movies, it sounds like, it's a huge film franchise. I mean, you look at how much money they've made, but I mean, it's being considered now for the possibility of Hunger Games theme parks in 2 territories. So the way that sounds to me is, when you're talking about 2 territories, it makes you think immediately Universal Hollywood and Universal Orlando. Those are 2 territories. Kind of like what they've done with the Harry Potter universe. Or, I don't know if this would even be possible, you can make an entire Hunger Games theme park to where it's nothing but Hunger Games. But I mean, the way they said 2 territories makes me think Universal right off the bat. But I mean, it makes sense for them to do this.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different possibilities with it. I mean, like with the whole Avatar, even though I don't like Avatar, it's to turn in something like that into a theme park. I mean, you have so many different possibilities and whatnot. So for them to do that with the Hunger Games, there's they have so many different possibilities of what they can do with it.
Well, I mean, the sequel comes out in 10 days, and it's expected to break a lot of box office records.
Oh yeah.
It's more expensive than the first Hunger Games. It's still reasonably priced, but I mean, Catching Fire is practically, I mean, it's gonna be a moneymaker, no doubt. I mean, it's the kind of thing that would produce a theme park, but I mean,
they used real alcohol for Woody Harrelson too.
yeah, he wanted to get into the method acting and actually be drunk for the movie, but I mean, set aside, I mean, what would actually be in a Hunger Games theme park? I mean, I don't know what you can really do based off the movie. Yeah, let's kill people in a theme park.
Let's run into a circle where there's a whole bunch of weapons.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what exactly you can do with it.
I don't know. Like I said, there's so many different possibilities of if you really sat down and thought about it. I mean, because that was the first thing we thought about with the whole Avatar. What can you do? I mean, yeah, you have the flying creatures in the film that they're turning into a flying ride, but then they have one where you float on the water. I mean, there's so many different possibilities.
Well, I feel like it's easier with Avatar because there was a whole new world. You can explore it in many ways, but I mean, Hunger Games, it's you're entered into an arena and it's a fight to the death. I don't see how that's happening. I mean, there's been digital models of a roller coaster, so there's going to be, it sounds like some sort of roller coaster. But I mean, other than that, I don't know what you do.
Well, I mean, they can have some type of ride where you're in whatever district and you're with somebody Katniss Everdeen or whatever, and she's trying to protect you. Into the hunger. Like I said, there's so many different possibilities.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I mean, it's not official, but they're gonna have to really brainstorm on that one because I don't see how many attractions you can come up with for something that seems hard to do.
Yeah, see, more likely it may just be something for Universal. It may not. Who knows? Like I said.
Yeah, because Harry Potter has I think it's only got one ride, the Harry Potter universe thing, but it's
the roller coaster or whatever.
But I mean, they have the castle and stuff. So I mean, I'm sure they would have some sort of arena, but I don't know. I mean, you can't obviously have a fight to the death unless it was I don't know, tag or something.
I don't know. Who knows?
Freeze tag?
It could,
yeah, freeze tag.
It may not even be a ride. It could be a show like Waterworld.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see where that goes, but potential Hunger. Where the hell are they going to build that though?
Well, we don't even know. We don't even know if it's Universal. We don't know what park it is. We just know they're talking about it.
The way they make it sound Universal. I mean, it could be Disneyland and Walt Disney World, but I don't know where that would go either.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, I mean, that is a good question. If it is Universal Studios, where would that go?
Not a clue.
Because they don't look like they have much room.
No, they don't. So I don't know, but you called it though. What other theme parks, Brian? Come on, let's go.
I don't know. I have to get back to you and then post it.
All right.
Legoland, but that already exists though. So
Yeah, I'm sure when the Lego movie comes out, they're probably gonna do some things with the Lego movie at Legoland. I've never even been to Legoland.
yeah, I don't know.
It just doesn't. What the hell, Legoland? Really? Everything's Lego.
I don't know. I don't think there really is anything else you can talk about that's like the Hunger Games or Harry Potter or anything else like that.
I don't know. Everything's already done.
Unless they decide to get really artsy fartsy and make a Twilight Park.
Oh, I hope not. Please, God, no.
We want to see Edward Cullen.
All right, well,
let's move away from that. We're going to talk about the Terminator reboot. There's actually, this past week, they have narrowed it down to 3 actresses who might possibly play Sarah Connor. Very interesting stuff. And the director who actually did Thor: The Dark World, Alan Taylor, is going to be doing this project. But the actresses that are in mind from this was actually given to us by a website called Schmoes Knows. A number of actresses are up for the Sarah Connor role, including Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke, 21 Jump Street's Brie Larson, and About Time's Margot Robbie.
21 Jump Street's Brie Larson?
Yes.
Who played who? Was it Jonah Hill's love interest? Is that
I
who that is?
believe so. I don't know official, for sure. You would have to probably look that up. It's not official as to, who actually is going to get the role. No one actually has officially been cast in the franchise reboot. Other roles are said to include both John Connor and Kyla Reese. The Dark Knight Rises star Tom Hardy is said to be Taylor's idea for the formal, with Tron Legacy Garrett Hedlund among those reading for the part. So that would be pretty cool if Tom Hardy was in this.
I'm really not excited for this reboot at all. And yes, it is Jonah Hill's love interest from 21 Jump Street.
And Arnold's coming back for this one too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this movie is slated for July 2nd, 2015 release. I don't know. I'm not really big on it either, but I mean, it does have my curiosity. I will say that.
I just don't know how many more of these you can really do. And it's overplayed, I think.
Well, all of them's overplayed. That's the whole point of movies. I mean, they're rebooting Saw. That's just all they're running out of material, sadly.
It's just
It's a circle of movies.
I mean,
circle of life.
They
It's like
should
the Lion
know,
King. That was a great metaphor.
They should know that doing a reboot's, it's pretty chancy.
Well, yeah, you're taking a big risk because especially if you change things up and it doesn't fly with people, then it becomes a dud.
But the fact, if you're gonna do a reboot, at least get good names attached to it. And so far, Tom Hardy, probably the only good name that's even.
Well, yeah, and that's only a rumor.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
only a attached rumor name so far. That's the only thing it's got going for it, I think. So,
Well, because they had Christian Bale for the last one, and now they might have Tom Hardy, so they're doing not necessarily like a Batman versus Terminator, but that'd be kind of like a crossover universe.
Yeah, see, the last one was good. They had Christian Bale.
I didn't like
and
the
then
last
they had
one,
Sam
honestly.
Worthington as well. So.
See, I liked the last one.
But yeah, the last one was good.
Vic did it.
I just like the last part where Arnold shows up, the CG Arnold shows up.
Yeah,
and just starts doing
CG
that.
young version of Arnold.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that I think finally needs to just end.
Yeah, that as well as thousands of others.
But the fact that Arnold is now back into acting, I could see it going for quite some time. But it is now time
Vic's pick.
for this week's Vic's pick, and we both know.
Yeah, we do know this
the
one.
picture. Thank God. I thought I was never.
I
gonna
actually
get it.
like this one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Well, hang on. Let's make this official.
Make
Yes.
it official.
Vic's pick.
I actually want to get into this one because I really do like this movie, and I'm glad you guys did too. Do you guys want to say what it was, since you guys actually guessed it?
Adventureland.
It is Adventureland. So you guys did like it. I thought.
I loved the
It's one of those, not necessarily like a hidden gem or anything like that, but it's nice to know that people have seen it. It is 2009's Adventureland, directed by Greg Mottola, who also did Superbad, Paul, and directed 3 episodes of The Newsroom. Because you guys actually watched that show, right? The Newsroom.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
starring Jesse Eisenberg, Ryan Reynolds, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, and Kristen Stewart. Of course, she's better known now as Bella. But unable to afford the European vacation as dreamed of, recent college graduate James Brennan, played by Jesse Eisenberg, reluctantly, I'm Mexican, so I can't say some words correctly, but reluctantly takes a summer gig at an amusement park. It was the worst job they ever imagined and the best time of their lives. So, it actually didn't do too well like its opening weekend. It opened up at number 6 with 5.7 million. The top 3 for that weekend was actually one of my, not necessarily favorite movies, but it was actually pretty good. The Haunting in Connecticut was actually number 3 that weekend. Number 2 was Monsters vs. Aliens, which I believe was an animated like movie. And number 1 was Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I actually believe. I think one of the reasons why it didn't do so well either
was because of Fast and the Furious. I think it made like $80 million.
Not only that, but I believe it was an independent film too.
Yeah, it was.
It didn't open up in too many
Yeah,
screens.
so I think it was a limited release.
I do have some good old movie facts about it. The real Adventureland Park is located in Farmingdale, New York, on Long Island. Yep, it's actually a real place. They wanted to shoot it there, but it had changed so much or something that they wanted to create their own.
Yeah.
And also, Twilight director Catherine Harwick flew out to Pittsburgh to meet Kristen Stewart on her day off for filming Adventureland, to audition her for the role of Isabella Swan, which she won and accepted.
Wow.
Yep.
I didn't actually know it was a real theme park and it was based off.
I didn't either.
That's interesting.
IMDb has it as 6.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes had it at 88% fresh. And Roger Ebert actually gave it a 3 out of 4. And he actually liked Kristen Stewart's performance in it. He said, what surprised me was how much I admired Kristen Stewart, who in Twilight was playing below her grade level. Because a lot of people are like, oh, she sucks at acting, blah, blah, blah. But she's actually not that bad in this movie. Like, she, gives a pretty good performance. Let's see. Production budget was $9.8 million. Overall box office was at $17.1. And I'm actually adding a new fact here because I found another website. Its DVD sales was 10.7 million. So it's actually been doing pretty well as far as DVD sales. But it is on Netflix, and go ahead and check it out.
Yes, that's definitely a movie I need to pick up on Blu-ray.
The whole thing with Kristen Stewart, though. I mean, in Twilight, it was her lack of facial expression. She just had a cold face the whole time.
Well, if you watch any of her movies, that's pretty much she does that in every movie.
Not in this movie.
She didn't really have a whole lot of facial expressions in this movie because she didn't really have a whole lot of lines in the movie.
Yeah, she did.
Not really.
She was one of the main characters.
I know she was one of the main characters, but if you really count down all her dialogue, it's not long at all.
How many is it? Do you know for sure?
No, I don't have it exact number. It's not like I actually counted. I'm just saying because I've seen the movie numerous times.
I think she's got a pretty fair share of dialogue, but I mean,
her facial expressions alone, it's pretty much the same.
I would say not in this film, and I haven't even seen the Twilight movies, but I mean, just seeing clips.
I would have to say also, it's probably one of Ryan Reynolds' better movies.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds is in it. Yeah, he's quite the ladies' man in this movie.
Yes,
but I mean,
and Bill Hader. Oh.
Yeah, it was an independent movie, but it was one of those movies that didn't do that too great in theaters. But I mean, I think its after success was a lot better. I mean, yeah, it's on Netflix.
Well, yeah, I mean,
DVD sales.
I'd never watched it in theaters, and I actually watched it when it came out, and I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Another little fact was that Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig were only on set for 3 or 4 days or something like that because of their filming schedule with SNL. So they filmed all their stuff in a couple days. So
wow,
and it's pretty funny because Bill Hader is hilarious in this movie too.
Oh yeah,
Bill Hader's just hilarious in general.
Although you do learn a lot from the movie too. Honestly, I would not go to an amusement park and now order corn dogs, especially after watching that movie.
Are these fresh? He's like, what is this?
Cook them.
Whatever.
Fry them.
They're supposed to smell like that.
It's a great pick though, Vic.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you guys finally got one.
Yeah, finally.
I know. I wonder how long it'll be before we get another one.
I'll try to make them easier for you guys.
What are you trying to say? You trying to say we're done?
Trying to say you don't watch movies as much as I do, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's better when it's a movie that we don't know.
Yeah.
True. I like to be kind of stumped.
I still haven't done any foreign films yet or anything like that. I have some up my sleeve too, but we'll see when those show up.
All right. Well, definitely a good pick. We're going to take a little quick break, and when we come back, some weekly film facts. So, don't go away.
Nowhere.
Shit.
So, yeah, that's how babies are made. Oh, and we are back.
Yeah.
I think it's time for your weekly film facts.
All right, you guys. We're actually talking about Brian's favorite movie, Avatar, here right now. The cigarette smoked by Sigourney Weaver in Avatar is actually completely CGI. Kind of
Really?
crazy, yeah.
She doesn't smoke, so
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. I mean, back in the day, if you were an actor, an actress who did not smoke, but
You have to, right?
you had to. A lot of people would just, they wouldn't, they just wouldn't inhale it. But she didn't want to do it at all, apparently. So I mean, in today's technology, you can actually make a CGI cigarette. So that's kind of
Or
cool.
if you have a low budget, you can buy those, those fake cigarettes.
Yeah,
Like the candy ones they sell to kids.
or that.
Oh, well, yeah, I know they sell ones where it looks like it's lit.
I would use a candy cigarette because that tastes good.
The bubblegum cigarettes.
But like
cigars.
in Stand By Me, they had a cigarette made out of cabbage leaves or something. I don't know how they did that, but
I definitely would not want to smoke that. That just sounds disgusting.
you could do it a whole bunch of different ways. The real Frank Abagnale Jr. appears in Catch Me If You Can as the French policeman who arrests Leonardo DiCaprio. Good movie.
Damn good movie.
I actually didn't know that he made an appearance in the movie, and for the longest time, I saw that movie when it came out, which was in 2002, so I was, pretty young. I didn't know that movie was actually based on a true story for the longest time. I mean, obviously, I've known it for a while now, but that's kind of, I like when they do that, where they have, it's a biopic on somebody, but then the real person makes a cameo in the movie. That's always kind of interesting, but I did not know that, actually.
I didn't either. It's actually really cool.
And finally, Stanley Kubrick would reportedly call Stephen King at 3 a.m. to ask him questions about The Shining. According to King, one famous exchange had the director ask the author, "Do you believe in God?" When he replied in the affirmative, Kubrick yelled, "I knew it," and slammed the phone down.
I knew it.
And then just click.
I thought so.
Yep. So those are this week's weekly.
What if he called him
Fun
up one
facts.
time and was like, "Boxers or briefs?" And he's like, "I knew it," and just hang up too.
Just a bunch of random ass questions. Coke or Pepsi?
I think we might be onto something here for prank calls.
Yeah.
I knew it.
We want to get a podcast going where we just have prank calls. We just prank
Yeah,
call.
we definitely are working on that.
Be hilarious.
Like Jerky Boys.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. But we want to do our best ones prank call wise, and then put them on.
Because we used to do a lot of prank calls. We haven't done them in a long time.
No, we haven't.
But some of them were pretty
Everything
good.
has caller ID though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
You
see,
block
with
it,
the
though.
technology nowadays.
I don't even remember if it *67, *69. I can't remember, but yeah, we just blocked the
We'd
numbers.
have to experiment on
Yeah,
that.
but those were fun.
Well, I'm sad to say this is the last week for the unscripted movie scenes.
Oh,
Wah.
well, we got to go out with a bang, Brian.
Well, we are going to go out with a bang. We have two films. One of them's from Annie Hall, which was directed by Woody Allen and starred Woody Allen. Well, the comedian Alvy Singer, which was played by Woody Allen, is at a party when his friend passes him a small tin filled with cocaine. As Alvy takes the tin in his hands, he has a violent sneeze, sending white powder everywhere.
Achoo.
The surrounding actors' uncontrollable laughter was spontaneous and genuine, and Allen decided to leave it in the final cut of the film after it tested well with audiences. So one of the most famous sneezes in cinema history was never actually intended to be part of the final film.
That damn Woody Allen.
Yes.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Apparently, I guess it makes you sneeze.
But
And bleed, but
Woody Allen, he knows his stuff.
Yes.
You don't question him. 3 Academy Awards.
Yeah, you definitely don't question him at all.
It's a record for Best Director.
I like how you actually held up your fingers
Yeah,
like anyone can see it.
you guys can.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Dr. Doom
looking.
can.
Dr. Doom can.
You can see it.
That's true. And last but not
Wasn't
least,
facing me.
Blade Runner, which was directed by Ridley Scott. As ex-Blade Runner Rick Deckard, which was played by Harrison Ford, attempts to retire the replicant known as Roy Battery. He finds himself in a precarious position. The battle-worn replicant shows mercy on Deckard after rescuing him from the edge of the building, only to die shortly after giving a moving monologue. As he reminisces about his past, he says all those moments will be lost in time. But then Hal adds the unscripted and philosophical phrase, like tears in rain.
Like Tears and Rain.
Yes.
I didn't know Ridley Scott directed Blade Runner.
Yes.
Really? Man, how old is he? Jesus.
He's old.
Man, he's he makes some good movies though.
He does. But that is the end.
It's an end of an era.
The end of an era. Yeah. Next week I will have a new segment.
What segment? Can we get a little sneak peek, Brian?
No.
Why the
I
hell
gotta
not?
talk to my guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
So you got to talk to Saul Goodman.
Yes.
All right. No, that was it's sad.
Sad, yeah.
Oh, but I have a bunch of other good stuff.
Bunch
It
of
may not be.
goodies.
It may not be a segment like continuous like that one was, but I'll be throwing some new tad bits here and there.
Sweet.
Yes,
It's always good to get new segments.
it is. But we're now gonna get back to the news and talk about sequels because honestly, that's all that they're doing.
That's all we talk about.
Well, we're gonna talk about Ghostbusters.
Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters. Well,
You didn't do it with enthusiasm.
because I'm really not really like
You're not-
excited for this because it can't be a Ghostbusters movie if you don't have Bill Murray in it. I'm sad to say, but it's true. But apparently they're gonna continue on without him as they're gonna be filming in Cleveland next year. They're getting ready to shoot in the spring of 2014.
They haven't even casted.
No, but there actually has been rumors of who they might actually have in the movie. None other than Jonah Hill and Emma Stone have actually been offered parts of Jeremy and Anna, who are characters from the movie.
Yeah, see, I heard those.
It's not confirmed, but it's rumored right now.
Couple super baddies. Yeah, I don't know. Is like Dan Aykroyd coming back and all them?
All of them are going to be back
Except
except,
Bill
for
Murray.
Bill Murray. I guess I'll just read the plot again. It's based on a new research that's being done in particle physics by the young men and women at Columbia University. Basically, there's research being done that I can say that the world or the dimension that we live in are four planes of existence, length, height, width, and time, become threatened by some of the research that's being done. Ghostbusters have to come and solve the problem. This was actually quoted by Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do a movie like that, you got to have the whole group. So I mean, without Bill Murray, yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, me personally, like,
and Bill Murray's great.
he is good.
No, he's great.
He's more than great and good. He's legendary.
Even better.
But, like I was going to say, me personally, I feel like they should not even do this movie. I feel like that, to me personally, I think Ghostbusters 3 is the video game they came out with on the PlayStation 3. To me, that's the third movie. Because they actually had Bill Murray in it, voicing his character.
So he'll voice the game, but he won't be in the movie?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I don't wonder what happened there.
I
Maybe
don't
he
know.
just didn't want to get out of his PJs or something, you know?
I guess. I mean,
I don't know, but I mean, the game I enjoyed.
he's in his PJs.
The game was good. The game was good.
Comfy ass PJs.
Yeah, I saw you play the game. It looked pretty cool. I never played it, but you
Had
gotta
an
have
interesting
Bill
story.
Murray. Bill Murray's the bomb.
He is the bomb.
He's doing all these other movies. I don't know. I mean, he's in Monuments Men. He's in all the Wes Anderson movies. Why the hell can he not be in Ghostbusters? That's one of his more noticeable movies. Is like, that's one of his better movies.
Well, I think he's one of those actors that doesn't want to go back to the past and bring something like a sequel when he knows. Because the second one they did it, he wasn't really happy about doing it.
At his
from
age,
from what I've heard.
at his age, I would love to go back to the past.
Well, I would too, but I mean, honestly, he wasn't happy with the second one. The second one didn't do so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess he's learned. So I mean,
I'm assuming he's he's learned from his mistakes and doesn't want to do this.
but in today's industry, I think that can make a lot of money. I mean, back then, what it would have made then if it would have happened, like if Ghostbusters 2 would have come out now, it might have made a lot more money than it did back then. So I don't know.
Especially if like ILM or somebody like that did the special effects for that
Yeah.
movie, it'd be
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just think about that. I mean,
Well,
especially
yeah.
the special effects, especially in today's technology, you can make it look a lot more legit than what it did back
You
then.
can just do like a CG Bill Murray or something.
There you go.
You can have fake
Holy-
cigarettes.
I mean,
apparently.
I remember when was first being talked about, they were like not sure of what to do since he wasn't going to be in it. Like they were talking about having him as a ghost.
What?
Like a Obi-Wan kind of ghost?
Kind of
thing?
something like that. Yeah. Like I don't know what they
Coast
like.
to coast?
But yeah, that was like one of the things they were talking about, which I don't know.
They were just desperate, I think, for Bill Murray and bringing him back any way possible. But that's sad. That sucks.
It is.
You should
I
do
mean,
it as like a thank you
me
for the
personally,
fans or something, you know? Just do it for the fans, Bill Murray. Just do it for the
exactly.
fans. Just
I
do
mean,
it for the
if
niños.
You can't do a Ghostbusters movie without
for the
Bill Murray.
niños.
You just can't.
Well, I don't know. Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, on the other hand.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. But I want Bill Murray back. We should petition. Send it to Obama. See what happens. All right, let's talk about a couple of release dates coming out that I'm excited about. Jersey Boys is one of them.
I can't do it right now.
And he can do it. Trust me, I've heard him. But the other movie is Live by Night. So a couple movies I'm excited to see. But Clint Eastwood is doing Jersey Boys, the screen adaptation of the Broadway smash Jersey Boys. It's supposed to open June 20th of next year. I didn't even know they were filming. They must be already.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's pretty soon. And Warner Brothers reveals that Ben Affleck, his next directorial effort and adaptation of Dennis Lee Haynes' Live by Night, won't reach theaters until December 25th, 2015. I've actually read the book too, and oh my god. I can see this movie being a serious Oscar contender when it comes out, because it's coming out around the winter time, so big contender. But
and Ben Affleck being the director.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously I don't know who I could see Ben Affleck being in the movie, actually, to be honest with you, but
he's always in the movies, it seems like he directs.
Yeah. Christopher Walken, going back to Jersey Boys. Christopher Walken so far is the biggest name in Jersey Boys so far. But other than, who's going to play Frankie Valli, John Lloyd Young will play. They got people from the actual Broadway show. They wanted it to be authentic, people who could sing. So these are like unknown actors right now.
I can't wait.
John Lloyd Young will play Frankie Valli. Vincent Piazza landed the coveted role of Tommy DeVito. Jersey Boys, of course, is based on the Tony Award-winning musical that chronicles the rise of the famous band The Four Seasons, led by Valli in the lead singing role. And Jersey Boys is actually, it's going to be Eastwood's first movie since 2011's J. Edgar, which wasn't that great. That starred Leonardo DiCaprio. It marks the longest gap between Eastwood films in his career, just 2 years. That's pretty crazy. How often he comes out with
he
movies.
usually, he was banging them out left and right.
And then going back to Live by Night. Lee Haynes' novel Live by Night is a period drama set in Boston during the Prohibition era of the 1920s. Live by Night will be Affleck's next directorial effort after he wraps up on Batman vs. Superman. This will be the fourth time that Dennis Lee Haynes has had one of his novels adapted into a film. The others were Mystic River, Gone Baby Gone, which Affleck directed, and Shutter Island. So Dennis Lee Haynes got some good books that have been turned into films that have done pretty well in the past. So
that they have.
So
Telling you, do more books.
He does. He's actually been getting into screenwriting a little bit. He recently did an episode of Boardwalk Empire. So, he likes the whole gangster thing, though. I mean, this movie it takes place during Prohibition. So, and with Ben Affleck on board, when I read the book, I pictured Ben Affleck as the lead role, so I wouldn't be surprised. But December 25th, 2015, and June 20th, 2014. So,
all right,
pretty soon.
All right.
Yep. Let's talk about the Bourne franchise, because this one's a little interesting here. Justin Lin, who did Fast and Furious, he was rumored to do the Terminator reboot, and the reason why he might have not done it
was because of this.
The Fast and Furious mastermind has signed on to direct the fifth installment of the Bourne franchise, which now stars Jeremy Renner as superpowered spy Aaron Cross. And despite pretty persistent rumors that Matt Damon might return to play Jason Bourne, I mean they seem pretty adamant with Aaron Cross or Jeremy Renner for now.
The rumor going around for that first one that he did was like, oh, depending on how this does, they're gonna bring back like Matt Damon, and both of them are gonna do some kind of like super like crossover.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't doubt that they probably eventually will do that.
The Bourne Legacy, which was the first Bourne film not to star Damon, it made a respectable $276 million worldwide when it opened in August of last summer. Universal may have hired Lin in hopes that he can revive the Bourne franchise, the way he kind of revived Fast and Furious franchise with Fast 5.
Well, unless they bring Matt Damon, I mean, freaking, that's what Fast and Furious did. They brought some of the old characters back, new characters. I mean, if you bring Edward Norton back after the last movie as well, I mean, it's 3 good actors right there.
Lin's first Fast and Furious film was Tokyo Drift.
Boo.
Yeah, but the franchise really took off with Fast 5
yeah.
in 2011, which I thought was actually, I still think is the best one, which made an enormous $626 million worldwide and earned the best reviews of the series. It got even better with Lin's final Fast film, May's Fast and the Furious 6, which thus far has made $788 million worldwide. Personally, I mean, I've never seen any of the Bourne movies at all.
They're good.
But, I mean, I'd feel a lot better with Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass, who directed the previous films, rather than Jeremy Renner and Justin Lin. I think if they were to bring Matt Damon back into the fold with Jeremy Renner, then, yeah, you'd have something totally different. But just Jeremy Renner... I mean, Jeremy Renner's a good actor, but...
Academy Award winner.
He's from down the street, too?
Yeah.
Well,
just
not this street, but, you know.
Yeah, he's from
over.
Modesto.
Motown.
But, I mean, with Justin Lin and Jeremy Renner, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's going to do good, but I don't think as good as it would have done with
Like
Matt Damon and Paul
I
Greengrass.
can guarantee you eventually they will have the two in the Bourne franchise together.
I sure hope so, because that'd be pretty awesome.
I mean, if they do it in the Fast and Furious movie, I have no doubt in my mind they're going to do it for this.
But
I can just picture like a lot of action in that movie.
Yeah,
Right?
sure.
I mean,
And
the
then,
freaking
like,
scene there,
yeah.
fight scenes with just Matt Damon alone,
Yeah.
especially after that third one that he was in. Oh my god.
But I don't know. That's pretty big for Justin Lin, though. I mean, he did Fast and the Furious, and now he's going to go do the Bourne
Yeah,
franchise.
that's
pretty.
a big. Yeah, that is a big franchise.
He's done 2 pretty big franchises, so that's cool for him, though. But I don't know.
Definitely will be interesting. That's for sure. Well, we're going to talk about The Conjuring a lot better than The Purge.
Yeah, a lot better.
This is actually quite interesting. Warner Brothers and New Line are actually putting some serious faith behind the Conjuring franchise. They're already talking about a sequel, but now they're talking about doing a spin-off feature that will be based on the tale surrounding the Annabelle doll that kicked off the Conjuring film.
You know, right when I saw that, I was... Because that's... I mean, obviously, you know, The Conjuring is based on a true story, but that Annabelle doll was actually a real thing, obviously.
Yeah, that's also based on a true story.
It didn't look like that, though. It was like a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah, but the doll they use in the film...
Pretty creepy.
Yeah, very creepy looking. John Leonetti, who shot James Wan's film, is actually going to direct sometime in the spring of 2014. So it's a prequel tale for Annabelle in some respects, since we saw the tail end of her mischief at the beginning of The Conjuring before she was housed in Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum. Question is, will the studio actually roll this out as a theatrical film release or straight to DVD release?
I don't think it'll be straight to DVD.
I don't either.
You know, and the story behind it is actually pretty creepy.
Yeah. I mean, this right here, the story alone shows you how much better this film is than The Purge. Because not only is it getting a sequel to the original Conjuring, but it's getting a spin-off.
And I had a feeling right when that the opening scene, which had with, you know, the Annabelle doll, that's how the film opened. I even thought, I'm like, they could do a spin-off on that. Yeah. I mean, because it's a story in its own. And the way it opened, it was kind of showing like it was these 2 girls who were tormented by that doll. It had nothing to do with The Conjuring.
Well,
I mean, it was a separate storyline.
I remember seeing that doll.
But it was like a symbol in the movie.
Yeah, I remember after like they got rid of that, I kind of was like disappointed. I was like, I want to see more like of that doll because it's freaking creepy looking.
I just hope that James Wan changes his mind and decides to come back and direct horror film, because he would be perfect for that.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure his cinematographer, who's directing the film, has learned a lot
From James Wan. Yeah,
I'm not really worried about it.
Christopher Nolan did the same thing with his cinematographer, Wally Feister. He's going to do a he's doing a sci-fi movie now too. So I mean, cinematographers make pretty good directors, especially learning under their directors. So yeah, and James Wan, he knows how to direct a horror film, no doubt. So I'm sure this guy learned a lot.
No doubt.
So that should be cool.
Yes.
And I'm sure it will not be a straight to DVD release at all.
Yes. Well, now we're getting toward the tad bit of our news. So usually, it's either Marvel or Batman or Star Wars, which pretty much
all
it's,
three
it's
sometimes.
Batman and Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Or
is
all
what
three.
Yeah. Since we are going to be soon owned by
Gosh, I
Disney.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, we're getting more like rumors of people being casted in the Batman versus Superman, and apparently we kind of got confirmation of a possible character that's going to be in the movie. Dick Grayson, for those of you know, is known as Robin.
Nightwing.
Yeah, Nightwing. Apparently he's going to be in this movie because they have Adam Driver is rumored to play the Boy Wonder.
Kind of an unknown name for some people, but he's on HBO series called Girls. He was in Lincoln.
Yeah, he starred in Lincoln and Francis Ha. He can next be seen in Joe and Ethan Coen's Inside Llewyn Davis,
Which I
is
want to
set
see really bad.
Yeah, which is set to open in theaters December 13th. Of course, if he is, like I said, it's just rumor, but if he becomes official, he will return. He will join the likes of Henry Cavill as Superman, facing off against Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne / Batman, which will also star the likes of Amy Adams, Diane Lane, and Lawrence Fishburne. So
There's been a lot of rumors for this. Like I heard something about the Flash and Wonder Woman.
yeah,
being
Wonder Woman's being talked about being in this. They actually did.
of course, Nightwing.
Yeah.
So.
They actually had 3 actresses test for the role of Wonder Woman. So apparently, like, we might see not only just the Boy Wonder, but and as well as Wonder Woman, but other characters from the Justice League thrown into the movie.
Yeah.
Apparently this is how they're doing it, and honestly, I think it's kind of smart to to start your Justice League movie like this, like, and your other spin-off versions by throwing like Wonder Woman and whatnot into your 2 top DC comic book characters, Superman and Batman, in a movie that they're going to be in together. So
I can't wait for like the actual description of the movie, like the plot summary. I just can't wait for that to come out too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hype around this movie.
Too.
Yeah, tons of rumors, tons of potential characters, but
still wait on Bryan Cranston too.
it'll happen, you guys. Just wait. But yeah, this is their attempt to get the Justice League off the ground.
And honestly, it's a smart way. They're basically doing the opposite of what Marvel did, which for them, like I said,
It's kind of individually, and then they all just kind of came together. Where it looks like they're just gonna not necessarily just start off together, but they're gonna be there,
like cameos. Yeah, which is not a bad idea, especially like I said, when you have your top 2 DC comic book characters in the same movie together, Batman and Superman. You can't really go wrong with that.
I'm just glad they went with Nightwing and not Robin, because Robin's just But there have been a ton of people that have actually been the Robin person, and then there's Dick Grayson, who's probably like the most famous Robin, if you will. So.
But when you talk about this character, you got to talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt and what happened. I mean, what's going on with that? The way The Dark Knight Rises ended, it left it open for Joseph Gordon-Levitt to take over and become Nightwing, but it kind of seems like that happened for nothing now.
A little bit.
I kind of figured that it would be set up for this, like he would be Nightwing.
Yeah. See, I mean, a lot of people probably thought that. I mean, me personally, I felt like maybe like if Nolan decided like to take another stab at a Batman film, like to him that would have been his opening. Like if he potentially wanted to do another one, like he
could
do
if he
it
wanted
with
to.
Levitt instead of Christian Bale, unless he wanted to come back.
I think I brought it up at one point where I wish they would have done maybe like a Batman Beyond kind of storyline where like it's like the younger, just like a young guy that Bruce Wayne kind of mentors himself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because Joseph would have been great for being the new Batman Beyond, but
Yeah, that's
it kind of looks like it's not going that way anymore.
I'm sure we might see that plot eventually in a Batman movie, because I'm sure this is not going to be the last.
Oh, of course not.
I could see myself being maybe like 70 and there'll be like, I don't know how many Batman movies.
But I mean, the fact that Christopher Nolan said he's done doing Batman kind of makes it less believable, because, I mean, if someone else, I mean, like Zack Snyder's doing, if someone else were to take the reins on a Batman movie, they would want to get their own people to do the movie. They wouldn't want to, pick Joseph Gordon-Levitt because they feel obligated to, because that's how the storyline went in Christopher Nolan's Batman. So I think unless Christopher Nolan himself did another Batman movie, I don't think we'll see Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which, like I said, kind of ruined the whole point of even leaving that open for a potential Nightwing movie. So I don't know, but Adam Driver, I thought they would want to get somebody a little more established, because he's kind of an up and comer.
Yeah.
Interesting though.
It definitely is an interesting person to pick for the role. Moving right along, just on the same topic of Batman vs Superman. They had Warner Brothers this past weekend held a Man of Steel online fan event to promote the upcoming Blu-ray release that's now out in stores. And then Kevin Smith actually came forward by saying Zack Snyder revealed a picture of Ben Affleck in costume for the Batman and Superman film, believe it or not. And I actually have a long quote from Kevin Smith himself on his podcast. I saw the Batman costume. More than that, I saw a picture of Affleck in the costume. Now, I don't want to give anything away because that is up to them and stuff, but I'm going to say this. I instantly bear-hugged Snyder. You have not seen this costume in a movie on film before, and for a comic book fan, it was mind-bending. It was like, get out of here. Only you have enough power to pull this off, because everyone always does this Matrix X-Man black armor. It was fantastic. I'm already a flag waver for this movie, but the costume, it blew my mind. I think everyone is just going to be like, holy shit. It's its own man. It's like we haven't been down this path at all. I was so elated. Even the hardest core of all, this person will be like, all right, I'm ready. So he's basically saying this suit is not like any Batman suit we've seen before.
Well, I've seen some potential what it could look like. So I mean, of course, I don't know exactly what it looks like, but some of the potential pictures I've seen, they look pretty sweet.
Well, he kind of gave us a little clue here, because everyone always does that black armor. So apparently, it's not going to be all black, from what it sounds like.
Yeah. See, the picture I saw, it had like a bluish cape and stuff. Things were different. Yeah. But I mean, Kevin Smith, he does comic book, man. He is a big comic book geek. So the fact that he likes it, you should feel pretty good about it already.
Yeah. Well, he also mentioned the costume has a certain influence on its style, but reacted the portion of his phrase. So it kind of makes people wonder, is it based on the Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns or something else? I mean, a lot of people are talking about it now ever since Kevin Smith has revealed that Snyder revealed a picture.
I really want to see it.
I do too.
But like I said,
guess we're gonna have to wait unless they release pictures. We're gonna have to wait July 17th, 2015 for it.
I'm sure they'll release pictures, but
well, I have no doubt in my mind. I mean, because I remember they released teaser pictures of Heath Ledger when he was the Joker.
Yeah, so they'll definitely. I mean, they want to hype this movie up. So yeah, we'll see pictures, but we're already hearing good things about it, so that's a good first step for them. All right, well, let's talk some Star Wars, because we always got to talk some Star Wars. But we've been waiting for the castings. That's what we're most anxious about. And the way they're doing it, I mean, they have been reaching out to some well-known actors and actresses, but they've actually been holding a lot of castings, auditions for unknown people to give a shot. But they recently had a casting call in the UK. And the way they did it, though, I mean, they had their casting call it was kind of secretive. They were trying to make it seem like it wasn't a Star Wars movie. I'll go ahead and read the casting call plot. It says, seeking young woman to play 17 to 18-year-old, must be beautiful, smart, and athletic, open to all ethnicities, including bi and multiracial, and must be over 16. The character description is Rachel. Was quite young when she lost her parents. With no other family, she was forced to make her way in a tough, dangerous town. Now 17, she becomes street smart and strong. She is able to take care of herself, using humor and guts to get by. Always a survivor, never a victim, she remains hopeful that she can move away from this harsh existence to a better life. She's always thinking of what she can do to move ahead. Seeking young man to play 19 to 23-year-old, must be handsome, smart, and athletic, must be over 18. The character description for Thomas has grown up without a father's influence, without the model of being a man. He doesn't have the strongest sense of himself. Despite this, he is smart, capable, and shows courage when it is needed. He can appreciate the absurdities in life and understands you can't take life too seriously. So I like how they're trying to make it seem like it's not a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, those definitely sound the way. I mean, the character descriptions aren't going to be totally accurate.
No, it's not.
But the way they make it sounds like. I mean, obviously, it sounds like Star Wars for sure. But it sounds like the two main leads right there. I mean, obviously, they're not going to be named Thomas and Rachel, but those sound like I don't know, maybe Princess Leia's daughter or Luke Skywalker's son. I don't know, but it definitely sounds like Episode 7, but just the way they did it was kind of interesting and kind of secretive. And even J.J. Abrams talked about why he wants it to be, he wants Star Wars to stay secretive, because he recently sat down with Times of London for a feature-length article, and he talked about, you know, how he appreciated just how little fans knew about George Lucas's universe back when they, you know, when A New Hope came out in 1977. And he suggests that he'd like to resurrect that that sense of mystery when the new series starts. But Abrams said, if you watch the first movie, you don't actually know exactly what the Empire's trying to do. They're going to rule by fear, but you don't know what their end game is. You don't know what Leia is princess of. You don't yet understand who Jabba the Hutt is, even though there is a reference to him. You don't know that Vader is Luke's father, Leia is his sister, but the possibility is all there. The beauty of that movie was that it was unfamiliar. It was an unfamiliar world, and yet you wanted to see it expand and see where it went.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I can understand. I mean, so far they've done a pretty good job of keeping it secretive. We haven't heard a whole lot.
Not a peep.
I don't know how secretive you can keep it though, because I mean, yeah, back in 1977, no one had seen a single frame of the movie. So I mean, it was mysterious. You don't know what to expect. But today,
it's not like somebody could have posted something on the internet
back
then. You know what I mean? So it's like now.
Yeah, you could.
Everybody has a smartphone.
Exactly.
Everybody has something.
Yeah, it's not going to be as easy as it was back then. That's for sure.
I
mean, I can understand what he's like trying to do. Like he definitely wants to keep it mysterious because it's his version of Star Wars. So I can kind of understand. Like he wants the mysterious. Like, oh, what's that? What's this?
I mean, there's already 6 Star Wars films, and it's considered one of the greatest and most popular sci-fi films in cinema history. So I mean, other than the fact that we don't know much about the story for Episode 7, I mean, I don't know how much more secretive it can be. But I mean, I think that's because Star Trek wasn't that way at all. People kind of knew what to expect. People knew what the plot was about, all that sort of things. But I mean, the fact that this was totally unexpected for Episode 7 to happen, he wants to keep it hush hush for now. So, but yeah, they've done a good job so far in that regard. And finally, last week we kind of had some concerning news about how Kathleen Kennedy, the producer for the film, wanted to push back Episode 7 a year to 2016 when it was originally announced to be released in 2015. But they have finally came out with a official release date, so you can mark your calendars now. The Star Wars official website has finally revealed that the currently untitled Star Wars Episode 7 will be in theaters on December 18th, 2015. Alan Horn, the chairman of Disney Studios, made a statement. We're very excited to share the official 2015 release date for Star Wars Episode 7, where it will not only anchor the popular holiday film-going season, but also ensure our extraordinary filmmaking team has the time needed to deliver a sensational picture. This is pretty significant because people thought it was going to come out during the summer. And
Next season you'll see.
but I mean, it takes the project out of what would have been a crowded summer. I mean, in 2015 you got Avengers 2, you got Batman vs Superman, Jurassic World, the Terminator reboot, and a lot more.
Oh, I kind of I like this because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, all the Star Wars films, like all the past ones, have always been released in the summer.
Yeah, for the most part.
So for the fact that this one's gonna be released during the holidays, I think that's kind of cool. Not only for that, not being like the same as the past ones, but especially for J.J. Abrams, like for it to be a holiday film. I mean, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, currently also scheduled to come out on the same day are both Ron Howard's Inferno, which is the third film in the adaptation of Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code series, and Duncan Jones' Warcraft, which is the feature version of the incredibly popular video game series. So you could probably look for those two films to change their release dates. But I mean, after the rumors of wanting the film to be pushed back, I mean, this kind of seems to act as a compromise a little bit, that it's going to come out in late 2015. So, I mean, it's going to give the studio enough time to get everything in order. I mean, so they don't have to rush things. So, I mean, it was 2015. We didn't know when it was going to be. But December is kind of, it's obviously late 2015. It's, I mean, pretty close to 2016. So, I think it's a compromise a little bit. So, I think it's kind of a perfect counterbalance for this film. But, yeah. I could see. I mean, I'm gonna love seeing that movie around Christmas time.
Oh, God,
2015.
yeah.
That's gonna be perfect.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty exciting to hear. December 18th, 2015. Historic
Definitely
day.
gotta mark that on my calendar.
Right now, dude. Right now.
I don't have a pen.
Make a mental note, I guess, for now.
Noted.
There you go.
All right. When is it, Brian?
December 18th, 2015.
Okay. Good job. All right. Well, that is the news.
I actually just saw something right now. Independence Day 2, for those interested, got pushed back actually to the summer of 2016.
Yeah, I saw that.
They don't want to compete with Star Wars.
Apparently not. No, I mean,
They're still waiting for Will Smith, probably. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Like, Will, we need you.
This I was gonna put it on the show, I think, last week, but they have two scripts being written right now for that movie, one without Will Smith and one with Will Smith. I don't think that's ever been done before. So they don't know exactly, it all depends on Will Smith right now. So
He's probably doing that line from Jeremy, "Show me the money."
He's like the Bill Murray for Independence Day, I guess.
yes,
Sounds like it. Well, we're going to talk about trailer of the week, and honestly, this one was not a hard one to pick because I pretty much already knew it once I saw Thor: The Dark World, and it's Captain America's Winter Soldier. They released a trailer not long ago before the movie came out. Looks awesome. I'm sure you guys have seen the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it today.
But I have not seen the movie, the first one. I haven't seen any of the Marvel movies.
Yes, we don't need to get into that. We know you haven't seen.
No,
any
we
of
can
them.
get into it.
Well, the plot is Steve Rogers, who's Captain America, struggles to embrace his role in the modern world and battles a new threat from old history, the Soviet agent known as the Winter Soldier. Stars Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Samuel L. Jackson, Robert Redford, and Anthony Mackie.
Pretty good cast there.
Yes. And, I mean, like I said, the trailer looks amazing.
If it's half as good as what Thor was, then
I
Captain
have-
America is going to be really good.
I have no doubt in my mind it will be. Like, honestly, like, every, Marvel movie has been good.
And it doesn't matter what character it is. Each Marvel movie that comes out, it's just going to get better and better. Like, I mean, is this the next one that comes out? The next Marvel movie? Is this Captain America?
I believe so.
Yeah, see. All right, so Thor made 85. This movie could make a lot more, maybe like 95, something towards that. But it's just going to get better and better. And then even when some of these newer movies that are going to come out that haven't, like Ant-Man, when that comes out, it's going to be huge. Marvel needs to buy us. Let's have Marvel buy us.
Come on, Disney, get on. You got all the money in the world.
They do.
But yeah, Captain America Winter Soldier is going to be released April 4th, 2014. And that's the trailer of the week, guys.
Sweet
Not
trailer.
a bad pick, yeah.
Yes.
It's really cool to see it, especially, in theater, with the whole sound, the big screen, and everything. It looks really good. So.
Oh, yeah. You definitely, when you want to watch Marvel, you definitely want to watch it in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're down to the new release. We only have one to talk about.
Yeah, it's kind of new.
Well, honestly, it's
new
kind of
release.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you really don't want to release anything now with Thor because, I mean, you know what's going to be at number one still.
Yeah.
But the movie that's coming out this Friday, The Best Man Holiday, which stars Monica Calhoun, Morris Chestnut, Taye Diggs, and Terrence Howard.
It's an all-black cast, practically.
Yes.
That is not racist. That's
You said it
that's
this
an
time. You said it this time, not me.
It's an observation. It's not racist.
Well, yeah, I remember saying that last time, and you called me racist.
Oh my god.
It's about when college friends reunite after 15 years over the Christmas holidays. They will discover just how easy it is for long-forgotten rivalries and romance to be ignited. I've seen this trailer for like the past several months now.
I haven't seen it at all. I've never heard of this movie until now.
You're very lucky then.
Yeah.
I've seen this trailer everywhere, and I'm like,
I think I see it at least twice a day.
yeah, seriously.
Really?
I'm
On random channels too. Like you watching like ESPN, and there it is.
I know you've seen it because they've played literally every time we went to the movies. This trailer is always there playing.
I don't. It never stuck with me, so that's not a good sign. Because my opinion is all that matters, right?
But yes, that is our only new release.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier, kind of.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that it's the only movie, but if you look at the box office after Thor: The Dark World, there was a bunch of movies that made like 11 point something, so it's gonna be kind of hard because those are gonna fluctuate.
It's gonna be very hard.
Yeah. Well, who wants to go first here?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
Oh, so okay, fine.
I mean,
I will go first then. Apparently.
Yes, you're on the dry spell.
So obviously I'm gonna keep going first. So
Yeah,
I don't
you just
get
always go
anything
first. You.
right. Whatever.
until you get it right, then you,
Well, obviously everyone knows what I'm gonna have at number 1.
Best Man Holiday.
Yes. No.
I couldn't remember what the movie was called, so I was like,
I don't look.
what's it-
I was like, I forgot what it's called
At
already.
number 1, I have Thor. Obviously. At number 2, I have The Best Man Holiday.
What?
Yes. At number 3, I have the animated film Freebirds. And at number 4, I have Las Vegas.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, I feel like Bad Grandpa has cooled off.
So I'll go. Of course, Thor.
Yeah.
Of course. I actually want to see it again. Like this movie,
I do
I
too,
can't get
actually.
over like how great this movie was. Like,
Okay, now I actually have to ask you a question. Like, did you see it in 3D?
no,
I didn't either. Like, they gave me the option.
I felt like I didn't
no.
need to.
Well, I kind of actually want to see it in 3D, IMAX.
Ooh,
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. I know it's
is
not
that
gonna
like
happen.
$25?
It's crazy.
No, but I mean, I would definitely go see it again. Like this movie, I can't talk enough good about it.
Yeah, it was really
Everything
good.
was just like on point. There's I can't explain it without giving away too much. So
Yeah, like, I don't want to, like, I told him though, like, I went there, like, I saw people who had like the badges to, like, because they watched the first one and then they got to see the second one. But like, I even saw like people dressed up as Thor. So you know when people do that, then it's good.
midnight or what?
Huh?
Did you go to the midnight?
Yeah, I went to the Thursday showing before it actually came out.
They don't
so-
even do it at midnight anymore, do they?
Yeah,
Well,
well, they
well, you
don't.
know.
I mean, which is kind of nice too. They do it like around like, well, especially for this movie, they had it like from 8 o'clock till like I think 11.
Well, just saying
Playing.
midnight sounds a lot cooler than.
Well,
did you go to like the 9
seem
p.m.?
a lot cooler, but I mean, any
go to
other
9 p.m.
like
on that?
any regular movie now, they don't do it at midnight anymore. That way, they get more people
Yeah.
Gotcha.
to
Well,
come.
all right, I'm gonna go with Thor, of course. I'm gonna stick with Bad Grandpa at number 2. I'm actually gonna go with Best Man Holiday at 3, and Freebirds at 4. So hopefully that comes true there.
All right. I'm gonna go with Thor at number 1. I'm gonna go with Freebirds at number 2, Ender's Game at number 3, and Bad Grandpa at number 4.
Really, you think Ender's Game is gonna come back up?
Yeah.
Wow, you have a lot of faith in that.
I have a lot of faith in it.
I lost faith, especially after this last week,
Why?
because it dropped already.
Yeah, but it's gonna fluctuate. I don't think this movie, this Best Man Holiday, I don't even think it's gonna make the top 4.
Well, see, I see that about any other movie where it's an all-black cast.
That is racist right there. I'm
I'm just saying.
It's not gonna make the top 4 because it's an
I'm
all-black
just saying,
cast.
because, like, no, I'm just saying, like, movies like Best Man Holiday, like, when they have, like, another movie where it has, like, something, the same type of plot with almost the exact same cast as this movie, for some reason, it always seems to be in the top 4.
Why do I feel like you want to say Tyler Perry's not involved, so it's not gonna be?
No, I'm not saying. I already mentioned that once before. I don't
did,
need to mention
yeah.
it again. But it seems like, regardless, anytime a movie like this comes out, it's always in the top 4.
You're trusting the race, then.
I am.
I don't. Yeah, I don't
mean,
see it.
me personally, like, when I seen the trailer, like, I wasn't interested, but I always, like, throughout the auditorium, no matter what movie we were watching, I would always hear someone like, ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Songs of the South.
Yeah, and you call me racist. Come on.
That's not racist. He just said
Oh, he said Songs of the South, but if I said then...
How was that racist? Songs of the South.
Talked about
It was a movie.
I know, I'm just saying, but the way he plugged it in after what I just said.
Oh man, this show is just getting out of hand. We are gonna get slapped with a fine.
No, we're not.
We're gonna get slapped.
If Disney can swear, especially in their last Marvel movie, I think we can get away with what we're talking about. We're not swearing.
If Disney were to have racism in their movie, that'd be a totally different thing than swearing.
Oh, come on.
It would. You don't think if Disney had racism
We're
in
not
their movie?
being racist. We're just...
We're being partial.
we're not being really racist. We're just
We can't.
stating facts.
We should.
Hey, I'm brown. I can't be racist.
If a,
I'm like, is that a real thing?
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I don't.
So Star Wars 2015.
Yes.
2015.
Yes.
That is the end of our show, but before we actually close, do you guys remember the quote?
We'll always have Paris.
Yes.
I feel like I should know that. but I
Anyone
don't.
know what that is from?
We'll always have Paris.
Is like Humphrey Bogart part of this or something? Billy Crystal.
Did you just say Billy Crystal?
Can you give us? Do you have the year the movie came out?
Yes.
Can you give us that at least?
1942.
Oh shit.
And I said Billy Crystal because he had that movie like something Forget Paris or something where he was
Yeah, but
like
he doesn't
where he was
say
like
that
an NBA
movie.
referee or
He
something. I
doesn't
don't
say
know.
it. No, I know which movie you're talking about. He doesn't say that in the movie.
1942.
Yes.
Oh man. I don't know.
Okay.
Humphrey Bogart was a good guess.
Yeah. James Cagney.
Vic, do you want to guess or do you give
I
up?
have no idea. Like I feel like I should know it. Like I've heard it before, but
You guys
I
gave
can't.
up already, but you were close. It does actually have Humphrey Bogart in it. It was Casablanca.
I
See,
was about to
figured,
guess
yeah.
Casablanca too. Oh my
It was
god.
42.
Yeah,
thought it was
1942.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was like 32. or
Yeah,
something.
you were close.
22.
You had the actor.
Damn, that's what I was gonna say.
But other than that, that is the end of our show. Pick up Turbo, Man of Steel. They're now out on DVD. Check
Definitely
out Trailer
Man
of
of
the Week.
Steel.
Captain America, Winter Soldier. Vic's pick, Adventureland.
Yeah.
Great film.
Go
Follow
see
us on
Thor.
Twitter.
Yeah, go see Thor: The Dark World. Definitely check out The Best Man Holiday if that's your type of film. Definitely, yeah. Check us on Instagram,
If
Facebook,
you're that kind of people.
Tumblr. Pretty much on any social media site. we
Everything
are
Movie
on.
Talk Radio.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Movie Talk
listening,
Radio.
guys. Thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening. Watch your
We
films.
want feedback. Let us know.
We will be back next week with more news, more Disney stuff. So until next time, be your own critic, and that is a wrap.
Oh, Black Cast.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.